Welcome to another episode of 101. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing well.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Happy Easter to you.
Thank you. You too.
Good day yesterday. Good Easter weekend. But ready to be here.
Alright, let's start the show. The Arizona Cardinals drafted QB Josh Rosen with their first round pick last year, but now rumors say that the team has a significant interest in Oklahoma QB Kyler Murray. Should the Cardinals take Murray with their number one overall pick? Christian.
If the Cardinals believe that he is their guy, they should take him. The Arizona Cardinals have a new coach this year, Cliff Kingsbury, who at Texas Tech, he was a coach at Texas Tech, said that if he had the number one overall pick, he would take Kyler Murray. And ironically now, he does have that pick. And it's clear that he really likes Kyler Murray, and he should have the quarterback that he wants to change this organization around. So I definitely think that they should pick Kyler Murray if they believe he's their guy, even though they picked Josh Rosen last year. If they're not sure about Kyler Murray, I think they should just take like Nick Bosa, but it really does seem like they like Kyler Murray. So I think they should take him and then not watch him have a Hall of Fame career or something like that if they're sure he'll be a really good player in the NFL.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think that picking Kyler Murray with their first round pick is a good idea. Josh Rosen's a good quarterback, but he is not a quarterback who can start and lead a team to the playoffs, especially a team that has as many problems as the Arizona Cardinals do. Kyler Murray is a once-in-a-lifetime player. He reminds me a lot of Deshaun Watson, and we've seen how successful Deshaun Watson is right now. I think drafting Kyler Murray would be smart. Josh Rosen is not the quarterback who can lead a team with so many problems as the Arizona Cardinals to the playoffs. We saw what Kyler Murray did with Oklahoma last year. If Oklahoma, or to be honest, any Big 12 team had a defense, Oklahoma could have beaten Alabama, gotten to the college football playoff championship. I think Kyler Murray is a really good quarterback. Again, once in a generation. I think he can do well with the Arizona Cardinals. I think the Cardinals should trade Josh Rosen to teams who want a quarterback, especially a young quarterback like the Giants, like the Redskins, those kind of teams. Yes, I do think it's smart to draft Kyler Murray with the first overall pick.
Alright, let's switch over to that.
Well, I just want to say one more thing, is that Josh Rosen, I do think he can be a starting quarterback in the NFL. He doesn't fit very well into Cliff Kingsbury's system where Murray does.
Alright, let's switch over to the NBA playoffs. The Eastern Conference seemingly has 4 teams who could make it to the NBA Finals. Will the Milwaukee Bucks, Toronto Raptors, Philadelphia 76ers, Boston Celtics, or someone else win the East? Jonathan.
I think the Orlando Magic will win. No, I'm just kidding. They are not going to win the East. They are far down against the Raptors. My pick is the Bucks are my top pick. I was watching the Bucks play the Pistons the other night. I watched the first quarter especially. Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is the MVP leader right now, really looks like he's going to get that award, and I think he does deserve to get that award. Giannis did not score any points in the first quarter the other night against the Pistons, yet the Bucks were still winning after the first quarter, and they still won that game. And I think overall in that game, Giannis only had about 14 points, which is really unlike him. But even with Giannis not being on this game and not scoring all the time, the Bucks, they routed the Pistons and were able to beat them and get ahead. So I think that, we look at the Bucks and automatically think about Giannis Antetokounmpo. They have Chris Middleton, they have Brook Lopez, they have a lot of other guys on that team who are really good.
Alright, Christian.
So I picked the Bucks.
I'm going to go a different route. I could see the Bucks winning, but let's remember that was the Detroit Pistons they were playing against. I'm going to go with the Boston Celtics, who just swept the Indiana Pacers, who, remember, we thought that they were not going to be very good when Victor Oladipo went down. They turned out to be a pretty good team, even with him not in the lineup. They just swept the Pacers, and they have a lot of depth. From the 4 games they played the Pacers, 4 different players led them in scoring. Kyrie Irving, Marcus Morris, Jaylen Brown, and Gordon Hayward. And Jason Tatum is not one of those players. So they have a lot of depth which can really help in the playoffs. But remember, Boston has a winning culture in the playoffs. Milwaukee doesn't have that yet, so they have to prove it to me before I'm willing to pick them. So I'm going to go with the Boston Celtics to win the Eastern Conference.
The Golden State Warriors are the clear favorites to win it all once again. Who has the best chance to knock them off? Christian.
So I just said the Boston Celtics, I thought were going to win the East, and I think they can take the Warriors to 6, which is, that's pretty good. But there's one team that I think will go with the Warriors 7 games. I think the Warriors will win, but I think they can go with them 7, and that's the Houston Rockets, the other 4 seed. Remember, Chris Paul last year got hurt in game 5 or 6, was it?
Mm-hmm.
And the Rockets looked like they were going to win that series until he went down. They were a completely different team. This year, both Paul and Harden are healthy, at least for right now. And some actually believe that at this point, even though the standings don't say it, the Rockets at this point in the season are better this year than they were last year. Which I'm not sure if I believe that, but that says a lot coming from a lot of people around the Rockets organization. And James Harden is doing historic things right now. His scoring numbers are up with, Kobe Bryant, Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan right now. I think they have the best chance of knocking off the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, when I look at the West, the only other team that I would maybe think about being able to beat the Warriors are the Nuggets, and they're having a lot of problems with the Spurs right now. So the Nuggets, I don't think, have a chance at all of beating the Warriors in a series. I do think the Rockets do. The Rockets are kind of a weird team because they're not a team that works together necessarily as well as maybe other teams do. They like to give James Harden the ball and let James Harden score, like 40, 50 points every game if he wants to. That's not the best form of basketball, but it works, especially as we're seeing right now. The Rockets are easily handling the Jazz. I think it looks like they're going to win that series and be able to move on to their next opponent. And I like what you said. I do think that the Houston Rockets would have been able to beat the Warriors last year if they had Chris Paul. This year they have Chris Paul. Hopefully Chris Paul won't get hurt this year. But Chris Paul adds a lot to the Rockets team, even though he's not scoring as much, and even though James Harden's usually going ISO a lot. He does add a lot to that team because he is a veteran. Veteran leadership brings a lot to any team, so I do think the Rockets are the best shot.
Soccer's biggest professional competition, the UEFA Champions League, is down to its final 4. The 2 matchups are Barcelona versus Liverpool and Ajax versus Tottenham. Who do you think is going to reach the finals, and who do you think is going to win? Christian.
Well, in the first matchup, Liverpool versus Barcelona. Well, first of all, Barcelona has Lionel Messi, which that's a problem for any defense. But Liverpool's defense is playing as good as any team in Europe is right now. With Virgil van Dijk at the back, I think probably the best defender in the world right now. And then they have the trio of Mo Salah, Roberto Firmino, and Sadio Mane up top. And I think that trio can be contained as there's no real leader in that trio. But Barca's defense is so bad right now for Champions League semifinalists that I think they won't have many problems. So I'm going Liverpool there. The second matchup is Ajax versus Spurs, and I would have said Spurs before the Champions League started, but Ajax has just beaten Real Madrid, who I know isn't very good right now, but they've won the Champions League the last 3 years. Ajax had a come-from-behind victory and beat them. Then they had another come-from-behind victory against Cristiano Ronaldo and Juve. So I just don't think Tottenham is good enough to stop this run right now. I got Ajax. And the final, I have Liverpool and Ajax. I want to say Ajax, but I think this is where their run ends. Liverpool is really good, and they lost before. They had a lot of unluck. They were very unlucky last year, and I think this is their year. So I got Liverpool over Ajax in the final.
I do think Liverpool will win overall. I think Liverpool has a great defense. They have a good offense too, with guys like Mohamed Salah, other players who can not only score goals but assist for goals. I think that against Barcelona in their semifinal, Barcelona's defense is terrible this year. They also don't have Neymar. Last time that they made it this far in this competition, they did win it all. However, they are a different team. Lionel Messi is not, as he wants. I think Lionel Messi has reached his peak. We saw Lionel Messi in the World Cup not do as well as we know he can. I do think that Tottenham, I believe, is going to win that game against Ajax. That's my only disagreement with you. Tottenham, after beating Manchester City, a great team.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes, Real Madrid is a good team. Cristiano Ronaldo is probably I do think he is the greatest player in soccer right now. But I think Man City is a better group. Sorry, I didn't know.
No, Haley, I don't know. Haley's laughing. I'm not sure.
Okay, that's all right. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
He made me laugh.
It's probably because I know nothing about soccer, and I did some research before I came here about this. I don't watch soccer, but I mean, you know.
No, I'm just part of the reason I think this is funny is he's sounding like a pro right now, and he doesn't even watch soccer. So
thank you.
It's just funny to see.
I've been nervous about this the whole show because I know I barely even know. I don't even know the positions of soccer, so I've been nervous about this. But that's my take. With Tottenham versus Liverpool, Liverpool wins it all. That's my take on this. I don't even know what the name of the competition is. The UEFA. That's what I think.
All right, that was really good. I think.
Thank you.
Alright, we're going to move on to the very last subject. We're going to go on to FaceTime. Jonathan, why don't you start?
Well, I think this is going to be the FaceTimes of FaceTimes because it will literally be a FaceTime. If you can zoom in on my face at all at home when you're watching this, you can see that my braces are off after 2.5 years. I got them on November 7th, 2016. I got them on then, got them off on April 17th, 2019. It's been a long process, but I'm happy it happened. You can see my pearly whites. I'm really excited. Thanks to my orthodontist and everybody who's helped me through this process. It's been a good one. I go back to get my retainer on Thursday, but it's all good because I can still eat whatever I want.
Alright, so I'm going to use that. Congratulations, by the way. I'm going to use my FaceTime to thank Dwayne Wade for what he's done in Miami. I became a Miami sports fan at the age of 4 or 5. I think it's one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my life because there's been a lot more pain than happiness. But Dwayne Wade has been the one player that I could always rely on to get us victories. He's the reason we won 2 championships, and that I know what championship is, and being a Miami sports fan. So thank you, Dwayne Wade. You've had a great career. Good luck in your retirement. Thank you.
Alright, thanks for watching. See you next time.
That was good. That was good. I'm sorry, that was really good, Christian. Congrats on your fanship there.
Thank you.
See you next time.